So we are looking at our next daily assignment. This is actually going to be the first daily assignment for next grading cycle, aka the last grading cycle, and it is informative speeches from media. So it says make sure you read all the instructions carefully. So you don't have to read; you just have to listen to me. So again, remember that hearing is a physical process, but listening is a mental process. So definitely make sure that you have reduced any noise. If you have your phone, put it aside for just the next couple of minutes because I really want to make sure you guys understand how to do this assignment properly. So there is a walkthrough video in case you need to go back and figure out how to do this, but I'm just recording this one for Schoology just for the sake of anyone understanding. In this assignment, you will look at 4 different types of informative speeches and looking at what specifically makes them successful. You will only need to choose one of these speeches, okay? So this is a newer, like we did this assignment differently last semester. We looked at like 2 different speeches and we looked at their introductions and their body paragraphs, but we're not doing that. We're just gonna pick one speech and look at the whole thing, okay? Now, all of these speeches are speeches that we have looked at already as a class, okay? The only one that's different is the demonstration speech or the how-to because I use that one for my example, okay? But all the other ones are the ones that I showed you guys throughout the notes before we left for spring break. So the 4 different types of speeches. A definition speech explains the meaning, theory, or philosophy of a specific topic the audience likely does not know much about. Think about TED Talks. These are usually definition speeches. The example speech that you can use, or the speech you can use if you pick this one, is Jeff's speech from the first episode of Community, which is why I played that as the waiting room music today. So if you don't watch the show or you need some more context, then this is here for you. You do not have to read the context. You can literally just go watch the speech and then plug in each part of it into the outline, okay? A demonstration speech explains how to do something. Okay, so for this one, instead of the regular Krabby Patty, Binging with Babish went back and made the Triple Krabby Supreme, which is from the episode where Squidward tried the Krabby Patty for the first time. Okay, so you can choose that one and go through his demonstration speech, and you can plug that into the outline for the assignment. The next one, an explanatory speech gives a description of the state of a given topic. And this is the one where I used Prince Zuko talking to his father from Avatar: The Last Airbender. There's context there if you need it, but again, if you need to click on the speech, it's right here, and you can always turn captions on. And the last one, a descriptive speech creates a vivid picture in the person's mind regarding an object, person, animal, or place. And I use Lessons from the Dead at Gettysburg from the movie Remember the Titans. Coach Boone takes them to where they fought the Battle of Gettysburg. Obviously, the Civil War was fought over slavery. And so in a movie about integration where where people don't want to do it, he's basically describing to them people fought and died for the fact that like we could be slightly more free than we are now. So I don't care if you don't like each other, you will figure out how to respect each other. And so that is one if you would like to do. Classic movie, but I don't think that there's a wrong choice here. Okay, so the first step is picking one of those speeches. So that's the next part. Choose one of the speeches before going to the next page. Okay. Now, the next thing is you will analyze the chosen speech based on the outline learned from our notes. So we went over all of these parts of an informative speech day by day throughout the week before spring break and yesterday. We covered what the introduction was. We know that an introduction has an attention getter. We know that it has a statement of purpose, the relevance of topic to the audience, and the preview of the body of the speech. Okay? Now, question for everyone in the chat. Does every single informative speech have every single thing to make it perfect? Yeah, of course. Is every single informative speech perfect? Thank you, Donovan, for switching back to no. That's right. So not every single informative speech is perfect. So some like maybe you picked the speech from Community. It might not have a preview of the body of the speech. It might not have main points 1, 2, or 3. It might just have one main point. Okay, but even if it doesn't, even if the speech doesn't have everything, you're still going to try your best to fill out the outline as it appears. Okay. Now, what I mean by filling out the outline is, let's say that I decide to pick the explanatory speech with like Zuko facing his father. Okay. So when he first starts talking, he's just by himself. But then, where is it?
That's another thing. I'm not taking orders from you anymore.
Okay, so his attention getter was actually he says first of all, and so that's how you know that that's like how he's going to get the attention. So if I needed to go back and do that, I would go to the assignment, and right here you have every part of the outline that is blank. So speech you picked, explanatory, Zuko's speech, and then the attention getter. He says first of all, I typed it there. Okay, so he says that. Now you have the option to either write the quote from the speech or to just paraphrase it. Okay, in the teacher example that I made, I paraphrased everything. I did use a couple of direct quotes, but the idea is you'll look at the outline, you'll look at the speech, you'll figure out what part of the speech is part of the outline, and then you'll type it in there. Okay. So, but if you're still a little confused, let's go ahead and continue to look at parts of said outline. Once you find out the statement of the purpose of the speech, then you'll type that in there, you'll paraphrase it there. Preview the body of the speech. A lot of these might not have it, so it's okay to just to either, I wouldn't leave it blank. I would say there is no preview body in the speech, but the intro is still successful because, and then however you would like to. Now, like I said, if not every single part is in, or if every single part of the outline isn't in the speech you choose, that's okay. Okay. But you do want to try to kind of figure out and put all the pieces where you think they go. And then the last part asks you, based on your notes, is this an effective informative speech? Why or why not? And then you're just giving me a couple of sentences about that. Now, in case you are still really, really confused, there is a teacher example if you need extra help right here. And I used the Krabby Patty video that we watched together. And so I go all the way through each part of it. And I could go into detail now, but I think that if you need extra help, you can go back and watch the walkthrough video that, and that's literally me kind of like showing you how I did everything with the assignment. So you can use the walkthrough video if you need to, but in the case of this is how you complete the assignment. You are going to pick one of these speeches, either the definition speech from Community, the demonstration speech from Binging with Babish, the explanatory speech from Avatar: The Last Airbender, or the descriptive speech from Remember the Titans, okay? Then, after watching the speech, you'll take parts of the speech and you'll put it into the outline, okay? So using the different parts of informative speech that we covered, you want to find parts of it and you want to plug it into the outline. And then answering the simple question, is the speech effective, okay? Is it good at giving you that information? Why or why not, okay? So that is how that is going to work.